Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
I used to go to jail, huh? Well, good morning, everybody. We're here for the Ted and Ed TV show. We haven't been here for a while. We kind of missed last Saturday, but this is day after the holiday, the 4th of July. We hope everybody had a good 4th of July and ate a lot of barbecue and shot a lot of fireworks. So I know around here we did, because last night, man, it was horrible.
Oh my goodness.
The noise was deafening. Man, my neighborhood, these people were shooting off stuff, man, all the way up until midnight. Some of them going after that. So I guess these folks around here enjoying themselves for this holiday. But we got a lot going on today, and we're gonna have to get into this because we got a lot of stuff we got to get done here, and I got some articles I got to get out. So here we are. How you doing, Ted?
Ed, I'm doing wonderful, man, to be honest with you, man, because you know why? I only ate one rib.
One
rib. Because, see, I found out a while back. Yeah, I'm serious, man. I stuck with just the chicken, because I found out a few years back that pork makes my blood boil. Because I heard that phrase, and basically it raises your blood pressure, my blood pressure, because when we were coming up, where did we go when we were coming up to get those rib tips? And I used to eat the rib tips, man, at least a couple of times a week, bro. And I didn't realize, why I was always angry or mean or whatever, because my blood pressure was up. Even when I was a teenager eating those ribs. And so I stay away from that pork as much as possible. I like my bacon now, but I try to stay away from that pork and the barbecue, because and I love it too, but I can't eat it, bro. Can't eat it. But I enjoy it.
We don't have it but once or twice a year, so it don't bother me that much. I don't have high blood pressure and stuff right now, and which is good, even though I'm overweight here. But I don't have high blood pressure, and I don't have sugar yet. So hopefully I can maintain my diet and everything will be okay.
That's the main thing, man. That's why I exercise so much. Yesterday I went out there, man, and walked 10 miles and lost 7 pounds. So I'm happy. What you got, bro?
Well, I don't walk that much. I do a lot of exercising, so I don't. This heat, this stuff bothers me a lot, so I can't stand it. I know it got to be hot down there for you to use 7 pounds, and it's, it's a 10-mile walk.
Oh yeah. I was pouring water on my head every almost every step, really, to be honest with you. I had my bottle and pouring water all on my head. And
well, I can tell, man, your skin is real dark, man. That's something baking you. You might well be out in the field.
Hey, I love it.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm hoping everybody out there who are looking at our telecast will start looking at our blog articles, because we got a lot. I've been sending out a lot of articles out there. So, matter of fact, for the last 3 days, I've been sending out 2 articles a day instead of 1. So if you guys out there want to read some interesting things going on, look at our blog site.
For real.
Yeah. But anyway, the topic that I'm kind of concerned about today, Ted, and I was listening to Rachel Maddow last night, and she was getting into it. But I thought she did it a real disservice and stuff and everything, and didn't talk very much and stuff about it. But the thing that we're going to be concerned with and everything now is the election coming up, the midterm election, and 2018.
Oh yeah.
And what's going to happen, man? It is, every time we have an election, everybody is telling us this is the most important election that we're going to ever be involved in. But it seems like every time we have an election, we always hear that this is the most important election that we're going to be involved in. But for real now, this one is very, very important, and for a lot of reasons. For the reasons and stuff that we have to be able to take one of those houses of Congress. We have to. It is imperative that we do, because if we don't, not only his gang going to tear this country up. So there's got to be some kind of a stopgap and stuff there, a firewall put up. And it looks like our best chance and stuff at the House, but I think other people and stuff are looking past that Senate and stuff and everything and how close it is and stuff right now. So we have to get to those polls and stuff and everything and start voting. And not only in the federal election, we have to start looking at those down ballots. And we're looking at a lot of women, man, a lot of females and stuff who are getting on these ballots and stuff and everything right now. And we need to be able to support them and make sure that they win their election. And also, once this election is over, we have to stay engaged and stuff and following up and making sure that these people are doing what they're supposed to be doing, instead of getting into that swamp there in Washington, D.C. and letting the lobbyists take over, buy their votes and buy their time or whatever. Because I've been, this morning I read an article about K Street. And if anybody knows about K Street in Washington, D.C., K Street was named that because it's a housing street. It's a block, about 2 blocks wide long, and every house on there was bought and stuff by some lobbyist group. So all their lobbyists and stuff, when they come to Washington, D.C., they live on K Street. Yeah. So they're talking about and stuff now, gearing up and stuff and everything, because they're figuring that the House and stuff is going to change over from Republicans to Democrats and everything. And so now they're kind of switching gears and stuff and everything and starting getting ready and stuff to go down there and use their influence and stuff on the Democrats and stuff and everything to change what's going on. So we need to make sure that whoever we send to Washington out of our district and everything, that they are following through with the needs and stuff for their constituents instead of the needs and stuff for the lobbyists and stuff there on K Street.
Oh, for sure. And there's no question about that, because that's, these lobbyists have heavy influence, man. A lot of them even present, bills and policies and everything like that to these people, because they know what's going on in the world. They know what needs to be changed. At least they want to do the changing that benefits them or anybody that they're representing. So I believe that, like you just said, we have to make sure that these people that are elected officials, that they're for the people and not for all of these lobbyists and heavy influence with money. I mean, I know people have to play the game to a certain degree, but man, you ain't got to sell your soul.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what these people are doing, man. They have sold their soul for a few dollars, just because they have a nice house and nice cars and they can go on long vacations and what have you. Just, forget the people, I mean, look at the money that they're wasting, man, all over the country, man, just wasting money, just constantly doing things in the military all the time, and a lot of that stuff is not even necessary, and they just over budget. And it's just crazy, man. I mean, the people in America are too lax, too content. They don't realize that this stuff is going to affect us down the road 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. The changes that are taking place now is going to affect us, because this man is destroying. Look what he just did. Look what he just did, Ed. He just wiped out President Obama's diversity thing in college. You know, I mean, why? And a lot of the colleges said they're going to keep the program regardless. But then, you know, those colleges that really, you know, was forced into it, you know, they're going to say, oh, good. Now we don't have to worry about, you know, putting Latinos or blacks or whatever in, you know, into their schools. You know, they can just ignore them, you know, when they apply. And education is the key. We know that's your money. When you get a college education, especially certain skill levels, that's people's money, yeah. And so, you know, oh no, you can't get in this school. The difference between going into Yale and going into a state school is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars difference.
As far as your lifetime earnings.
Lifetime earnings.
Yeah. So, but like you said, though, Ted, even though he passed, he put out the executive order, there are some schools out there who still saying that they are going to continue to allow people of color and stuff to come in on a basis, on a percentage basis and stuff and everything. So hopefully the number of schools and stuff and everything who are allowing people to come in will be those numbers don't fall down as bad as we think they will. So, and even like everything else that he does, you know, that he's got the executive orders for a lot of these people and stuff who are involved in like climate change. He got out of the Paris Agreement. Well, there's still states and stuff out there who are trying to follow through with those edicts and stuff as far as reducing their carbon and stuff output and stuff within their states, you know. So that's helping out a little bit. But anyway, getting back to the election, there's going to be, in the next 4 months, we're going to have to be very, very diligent about what's going to happen and stuff here. And a lot is going to depend upon a lot of entities and stuff out there. One of them, there are several of them out there, but one of them that's very important and stuff is what the DNC is going to be doing. How the Democratic National Committee and stuff is going to be involved and stuff, and what's going on with this election. We haven't heard a lot about Tom Perez and stuff and what he is doing and stuff with that DNC. They've been kind of quiet. Hopefully, behind the scenes, they're doing some things that is going to help these candidates and stuff out there. Another thing that's going to be very, very, very important is those Democratic congressional leaders. You got Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the Republicans and stuff are trying to define those two leaders and stuff and everything and use them as kind of a spark and stuff to get their Republicans and stuff up and out there to the polls to vote. And how Nancy and Chuck and everything perform and what they do and stuff during this time period and everything is going to be very, very, very critical, because in the Senate and stuff, there's a lot of Democratic senators and stuff who are in states and stuff that Trump won by a very wide margin. And a lot of their jobs and stuff are at state. You got West Virginia, the senator and stuff there and stuff. He's man, this guy is something else. But he is walking a very, very fine line because his state is conservative. You know, the whole daggone state is a red state. And what he does and what happens with him and everything determines if he's going to be able to win re-election. Then you got Joe Donnelly and stuff in Indiana. He's in a very, very conservative state. How he is going to come out of his election and stuff is going to be very, very critical. And then you got the senator there in Missouri and stuff. She's in a better position and stuff than those other two and stuff and everything as far as what's going on, because she's a very, very, very tough candidate and stuff and everything. And she has won in the state of Missouri and stuff through some very, very tough re-elections and stuff and everything. And the last one and stuff that she went through in 2012 was really bad. But the good thing about 2012 was that President Obama was still on the ballot. Now she's back up for election 2018. President Obama's on the ballot and everything, so she's going to have a very, very difficult time trying to win there. And then you got the state of Arizona. They have pretty good candidate and stuff there, a woman who's running for Senate. And she's kind of a oddball and stuff there because, like I said, the Republicans are defining Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and stuff as the enemy. And so she's kind of moved herself away from Chuck Schumer and saying she's not going to vote for him as a leader and all that. But old Chuck Schumer and stuff, being as smart as he is, he's not saying anything about it. But because he understands that she has to say these things and stuff to win her elections in these conservative states. So what they do is going to determine our majority and stuff there in the Senate. So, you okay, man?
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was see you got your head down there. I was looking at you and said, "Man, what are you doing?"
I'm fine. I'm listening.
Okay.
You know, the reason why I didn't jump in because I was sitting up here looking at something what you were saying. But the thing is that I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is just my interpretation, my opinion. So, you know, we all got opinions. I don't think the Democrats care. You know, I mean, I don't want to get my dandruff up and thinking that everything is rah 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 because I really don't think they care. When you look at Maxine Waters, Maxine Waters is fighting by herself. By herself. She know that this man is a crook. 45 is a crook. She know he's a con man. She knows all of that. She got the intel on it. Okay. She's one of the people that are on what is it, the commerce. She's dealing with money. So she knows what this man is doing and what he has done. She got all the information. Now she might not sound what they call very articulate, you know, of what she's saying. But the point is, what she's saying is real. And a lot of these Democrats are taking advantage of a lot of these things this man is doing. You know, they booing up their coffers too. So, you know, for them it's politics and they just, you know, they laying back in the cut. You know, you got Pelosi telling her that she shouldn't be doing that. And then you're talking about Schumer talking about what she said was un-American. Now, instead of them backing her up, just because he want to be the head and all of that, he gonna say that she's un-American when he knows that this man then called him all kind of names, Schumer. And yet still he gonna sit up there and try to have some kind of civil decorum. No, you ain't got no business. This man don't understand civil decorum. You understand? He don't understand that. You need to talk about him like a dog and make his feelings be hurt because see, whenever you notice when these comedians talk about him, his feelings is hurt. Let the politicians talk about him. Let these business people talk about him because he's destroying really. I mean, Kwasi Kemp, he's really destroying a lot of businesses. There are businesses going out of business right now because of him and because of these trades. They cutting back. We seen what happened to the Harley Davidson, and then what's going on with all kinds of other sectors in the country. The farmers are going to be hurt. So they can sit up here and try to rally this. They don't. These Democrats don't have a message, man. And now they're talking about. And see, I don't go along with all this super progressive crap. You know, some of that stuff is too socialist. I'm a capitalist, man. I believe in capitalism to a certain degree. You know, yeah, I you know, it should be free. A lot of places should be giving free colleges because a lot of them is just they're getting all kind of state money and what have you, and it should be to a certain degree. You know, the prices are too damn high for colleges now, man. People getting in debt $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, some of them even more. They don't even talk about this kind of stuff, man. It's a lot of people that's being hurt and getting in debt, man. The interest rates are going up on people when you're talking about buying a house. So I don't know, man. I don't think they're not for the people, man. Democrats ain't for the people. We know the Republicans ain't for the people. So I don't know, and then this socialism, Bernie Sanders, man. No, I ain't feeling him neither. Because he's not praising none of these good corporations. There's a lot of good corporations providing millions and millions of jobs out there for people. And he just want to give away the store, or he want to you want free college for everybody. He wants health care for everybody, and then he want to dog the corporations. He talking about the banks, and there's a lot of good banks out there. But you know what? President Obama had it right, man. He was monitoring all of this stuff and making them do the right thing. That's all it's all about. See, capitalism, man, you got to make them do the right thing. And that's why you put regulations on them. That's why you put rules, policies on them, and make them do the right things, because people are greedy, Ed. These people are greedy. So if I make 100,000, wow, if I do this, I can make 200,000. They're greedy. Or millions in their case now. So that's what I'm saying. Even when you remember when President Obama had he started putting salary caps, he was suggesting, some of these doggone CEOs need to be making, less money. They sit up here making 30, 40, $50 million a year and all that kind of stuff. They was talking about that. But he wanted to do it in a fair and just way, because a lot of these people making their money from the government. So anyway, that's what I want to say about that.
Well, I'm going to go back here and give you my take and stuff on this. You spoke about Bernie Sanders and his socialistic ideas and how he's against all this other stuff. Well, a lot of those things are his platform, his policy platform. If he ever gets to doing what he wants to do, probably a third of those things that he's talking about is going to be enacted. The rest of them are not. Let's look at when you talk about Obama and stuff and what he did. He came in and did something in 2008, 2009 that no other president in the since the 60s and stuff has been able to do. And that was to enact a Affordable Care Act, where everybody was going to get health insurance. He got beat up, he got dogged out and everything. That was a socialist idea, giving everybody health care. But when he enacted it, it started out and they labeled it as a socialist idea. But in actuality and stuff, Ted, once he got it going and everything, everybody out there, all the populists who were against it at first, turned for it because it was good and stuff for the economy. There are a lot of things that Bernie Sanders talks about as far as socialism that will be good for the economy. That means it's good for capitalism. It's good for the people. Everybody going to have health care. All of the insurance companies, hospitals, Wall Street, everybody makes money when you have everybody under a health care plan. They all make money. Your corporation's going to make money. Everybody's going to make money. Now, our banks and stuff out there, he talks very against them. Elizabeth Warren talks against these banks because they are taking and they are abusing the populist people out there. That corporate greed and stuff with those banks is hurting a lot of poor people. I had an article and stuff that I got out that talks about how these banks and stuff now are sending people a check in the mail. There's one guy got a check for $1,500 in the mail. All he has to do is cash the thing, and then he's got a debt on him. By the time he gets through with that, he's going to be paying $4,500 for paying that $1,500 check back. This is corporate greed. These
Yeah.
people out there, they are, and these are banks. These are the banks that you're talking about out there. They're supposed to be doing good. They're not. These people out there have greed. The only thing they think, all we want to do is cut back on that greed that they're doing. When they enacted the Consumer Financial Protection Board, they were there to stop the greed, to stop people, these banks and stuff, from these usury fees and stuff and everything that were killing American people, people of low income level, because they don't have access to banks. They don't have access to easily have access to money, because they're operating like you talked about earlier. And a lot of other shows, they are going from week to week or day to day, and they don't have anything. If a disaster happens, they're in trouble. So they depend upon these predators out there, predator lendings and stuff and everything, to kind of bring them back from being in a position and stuff to where they can go under. They can lose their house, they lose their apartment, they can't eat, they can't do anything. But they are taking these people and they're using them and stuff and making huge sums of money and stuff off of them. So when you speak of socialism, that's what I'm talking about. I think socialism is good. It's how you look at it.
Well, I'm not, and let me just put it like this. I'm not against certain schools and certain situations where it should be, free, or, it should be less expensive, because a lot of people are getting in debt trying to get their skill level up and do different things and trades and, education. You figure a person that goes to school and they want to just be a teacher. Now, to me, people that want to be a teacher, we need good teachers. People that want to really be a teacher shouldn't be coming out of school being in debt for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000. That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
So, and different things like that. So, doctors, people that really want to be doctors, which is really a service, because those are the people that's taking care of the people. Why should a doctor come out of, some doctors, they can make, millions of dollars a year. But what I'm saying is those people that really want to go out there and help the people and really make them healthier and make sure that they can prevent a lot of these diseases, that should be it shouldn't be as expensive as right now, because that's a service. That one person can be responsible for 1,000, 2,000 people or more.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you look at all the different little things, but see, that's the whole thing, man. If you manufacturing steel or you doing this and that and what have you, but you got a lot of these jobs, they're just service jobs, man. They're jobs that are helping people. And these people are coming and they're in debt to their ears. You hear these teachers out there hollering and screaming. They finally caught up with a lot of these suburban schools now. They realize, hey, I want to be a teacher, and I get my summers off, but yet still I'm going to work 10, 12 hours a day helping these kids to be better people. And they deserve more than $35,000, $45,000, $55,000 a year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And not be in debt.
Let's go back to what you were talking about here. So I'm going to go back and we're going to rehash this idea that you're talking about. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they had this going on where the federal government and stuff decided that they would let people and stuff who came out in certain industries pay off their debt. Teachers can go out, they teach in a poverty area for 5 years. And once they taught for those 5 years, their debt was eliminated. Well, these predatory lenders said politics and lobbyists went down there, talked to these politicians. They changed that. We can't do that no more. We're going to stop that. We're going to have to make them pay. And they did that because of the corporate greed and stuff and everything. We're getting back to that corporate greed, that there are things and stuff that are going on out there where these student debts and stuff shouldn't be that high. You're right. They shouldn't be that high. We should, matter of fact, we should, if they're going to be teachers and they come out and they teach for 5 years, we should eliminate their debt completely. You shouldn't have to pay it. Doctors and other people and stuff who are out there doing work for society should be able to do that. The nurses and stuff who go in there and become
Absolutely.
RNs, they should be able to go to school and have the debt on them. But if they go and they practice and stuff and everything in a clinic and stuff in a low poverty area for a certain period of time, we should eliminate their debt. Those are the types of people and stuff that we're talking about. That's that socialistic idea that you were saying that it's bad, but it's good because
No, I didn't say it was bad.
They are good.
What I'm saying is that these things should be, these different sectors should look at, when I said it, sectors, the certain sectors of careers and the government. Now, when you say corporations, these are not corporations. What these are predators. These are people that set up shop and they go in and they lobby they give money to these politicians and saying that, hey, we can make $1 off of this. I'll give you $200,000, $5 million, whatever, and then change this. And then that way we're going to get some money from them. Because capitalism is all about monetizing everything. We're going to make money off of everything. We're going to make money off we're going to make the money off we're going to actually make money really off the jails. We're going to make money off this, whatever they can make money off of, they're going to make money off of it. And these are predators. That's all they are. That's all they are, is predators. And so I wouldn't call them corporations. They're just predators.
Well, most of them out there belong to a corporation and they have stockholders that they are putting money into their pockets and stuff. So they're saying this is what we want to do. We're having, when I was growing up, hospitals was a benevolent entity.
Non-profit. Most of the hospitals is non-profit.
But those people that you're talking about over there on Wall Street, them corporations said, shoot, we can make some money off of people because they want to live. And they came in, bought these hospitals up and created a for-profit entity and everything that they are getting rich off of right now. And they're in their pockets where they out there and all these corporate barons and stuff are sitting down there making billions and billions and billions of dollars and stuff for their corporations and stuff every year from an entity that used to be benevolent.
Yeah. And
water used to be free.
Yeah. And you had decent water too. They monetizing everything.
Water used to be free, man. A bottle of water costs more than a can of pop.
That's right. Absolutely. It's crazy.
I would have never thought when I was back in the 20th century that I had to go into a store and buy me a bottle of water. And it's going to cost as much as pop. We could walk into a store, they man, give me a glass of water. They glad to open up the faucet and give you a glass of water. No, we got to pay for it. You got to go in the store and half their daggone counters and their shelves and their cabinets and stuff and everything are full of water.
Yep.
They're making money.
They make billions of dollars off of water. Billions of dollars.
So someone decided that they wanted to take these free things and stuff and everything and monetize them and turn them into a for-profit entity where they can make money. I never would have thought that people would gamble and stuff on Wall Street, that the stock market would go down.
Okay, you got to explain that. People gambling.
That the stock market will go down. I'm trying to think of that name that they had. Corporate swap. They had it in 2008. Mm-hmm. There were people and stuff. Credit default swaps. They had these things and stuff. When that stock market fell out and everything busted out, there were people on Wall Street who had been betting on this, who have been paying like $50,000, $60,000 a year and stuff into this credit default swap. And when that market fell out, they made billions of dollars and stuff off of the Wall Street going down.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
So the gambling that the stock market would have, I never would have thought that credit default swap. But because of a whole country, the whole world's financial thing going down, there were people and stuff who sat down there and they made more money then than they made at any time of being there on Wall Street.
And the thing about it is that the people, the average person, most people in their household, what do we tell our kids? We tell them, get a good education, behave yourself, do all the things that you're supposed to do, get your car, get your nice home, and live a good life. And then you have all of these people over their heads trying to get as much money as they can from them out of their pockets. Just like you said, you got to buy water. You got to buy gas. Gas has gone from, ridiculous, it used to be like
25 cents a gallon.
25 cents a gallon. They were talking almost $3. In some places it's $4 and $5 a gallon. So the point is they monetize and they're trying to take any kind of disposable money that you have available. They're trying to get it from you, and a lot of times, even entertainment, they try to get it from you. You want to go to a nice concert. It used to be, and I'm talking about, this is not long ago. You can spend $25, $30 and get you a halfway decent seat. Now, if you want a halfway decent seat, you're going to have to pay $150 to go to a concert.
More than that, buddy. Shoot, I don't know what concert you're going to. Shoot, I'm fucking $500.
So what I'm saying is, it's ridiculous. I mean, any kind of disposable that they can make money from, and they know that people want to do that. Just like the gaming business right now, that they are making billions of dollars for all these little teenagers and adults, really, buying all this equipment to be in the gaming business. And then they even made it where have competition where people can make hundreds of thousands of dollars on these things. Because you're good. You spend all your whole time playing games all day trying to win, win people and all that. But then you got to buy all that stuff. That equipment can go, who knows, hundreds of dollars that you invest in, and then you're trying to see if you can be a good gamer, And they got all kind of magazines on that stuff, and same thing. And guns. Let's talk about that. Man, have you ever walked in a grocery store and go to the magazine rack? Do you realize there's like 15 kinds of magazines on guns alone? Monetizing, man. Monetizing. They got shooting ranges. They got shooting clubs. They got this, they got that to take these people's money. That's all it is. You spending money on guns and for your security. It's ridiculous, And then the thing is that most of the people walking around fearful because they got the guns. They scared. Said somebody gonna try to rob me, or somebody gonna do this, or somebody whatever. And there you go. And if you use it, you're going to jail. You're gonna have to get you a lawyer. And okay, they say, well, nobody's been arrested. He just shot somebody. Stand your ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then all of a sudden you're gonna have to get a lawyer because you're gonna have to go to court because you got to prove that hey, you stood your ground.
Well,
money. That's all this is all about. And they have brought in some of these people that do not have any kind of decorum, no values, no sense of what's the word I'm looking for? Morals. They got people that do not have morals. I mean, that's been proven. Because we got 45, he ain't got no morals. He ain't got no morals, man. He don't care about the Puerto Ricans, you know, that's over there, I mean, in horrible conditions. You don't hear nothing about what has happened over in Hawaii, all that mess that went over there. You don't hear nothing about the Houston mess, you know, mess that's going on. I mean, you don't hear about nothing. He don't talk about it. He's not concerned. He's not going around trying to see if he can help people. And these politicians are just as bad. And if I were them, I would do just like what the JFK people did. Go to these places where they're horrible and make these news people talk about it. Because they're not talking about anything. All they're doing is talking about what we're doing now, talking about this 45 because he's just.
Hey baby, what you trying to do? Spent the night just trying to find you. You the hottest one under the sun, and I'm under your spell. We stuck just like glue. You ain't got the free crib, oh well. You and me can head to the hotel. Whatever we do, just don't tell. I don't need anybody all on my coattail. I feel your energy and I ain't trying to fight it. Your vibe is way too exciting. I know I'm who you wanna ride with. Don't fake it, I know that you like it.
It's more than just emotions. I get more emotions. All you gotta do is focus, not what you used to, but you like it. But you like it. Ooh, yeah. I've been out here looking for you. Just something special, man.
Get up on my roller coaster.